A certain number of passengers were on board a cruise ship in port X. When the ship reached port Y, 50% of the passengers left the ship, and 135 new passengers boarded the ship. At port Z, 25% of the passengers left, and 314 new ones boarded the ship. Then, there were a total of 539 passengers on board the ship. How many passengers were on board the cruise ship at port X? So you know that at port X, there were a certain number of passengers. So at X, there were a certain number of passengers. But when it reached port Y, 50% of the passengers left, which means that half of the unit left and 135 new passengers boarded. So the new model for Y would be what is left from X plus the new, which is 135. Then at port Z, 25% of the passengers left. 25% is actually equivalent to 1/4. That is to say, I have to cut this into 4 parts. And 1/4 of them left, as well as 1/4 of 135. So at port Z, there will only be 3 small units, plus 3/4 of this 135, which we will use 3/4 times 135 that's left on board the ship. And that gives us 101.25. So I will get a remainder of 101.25 here. However, there will be another 314 new ones boarded the ship. So there will be another 314. As a result, there were a total of 539 passengers on board the ship. So there's a total of 539. So from the model, we can see that the 3 small units can be obtained by using, so 3 units will be equivalent to 539 minus 101.25 and minus another 314. Although there's a decimal here, is okay. We'll just proceed on. And we will get 123.75. So to find 1 unit, we will need to use 123.75 divided by 3. And it gives us 41.25. Now, if we know that this is actually 4 small units which we have cut earlier, then we can also cut this into 4 units, and this is also into 4 units. So there's a total of 8 units that we need to find, because the question is asking how many passengers board the cruise ship at port X. So 1 unit is 41.25. To find 8 units is just 8 times 41.25, and we will get 330.